Want a tech career that pays well and doesn't necessarily demand years of hardcore coding? You might have just stumbled onto something pretty interesting. Data analytics. It's less about writing complex algorithms from scratch and more about becoming a detective for data, uncovering insights that can change how businesses operate, how products are built, and even how marketing campaigns perform. Data analysts are essentially the sense makers in a world overflowing with information. Stick around because in this video, we're going to break down exactly what it takes to become a data analyst in 2025. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get into it. All right, let's kick things off with the big question. Want a tech career that pays well and doesn't need coding? For many, the answer is a resounding yes. And that's where the role of a data analyst really starts to shine. It's a pathway into the tech world that values analytical thinking and problem-solving often more than pure programming prowess. So, what does a data analyst actually do? In simple terms, they are information detectives. They translate numbers and data into plain English, or rather, into actionable insights that businesses can use to make informed decisions. By the end, you'll have a much clearer idea if this is the right path for you in 2025. So, what does a typical day or week look like for a data analyst? It's not just staring at spreadsheets, though spreadsheets are definitely part of the toolkit. A significant portion of the job involves understanding the questions that need answering. After the data is prepped, the actual analysis begins. Finally, data analysts need to communicate their findings. All right, let's talk about the skills you'll need to pack in your toolkit to become a successful data analyst. On the technical side, proficiency with data manipulation and analysis tools is key. Beyond Excel, understanding SQL or structured query language is almost non-negotiable. Tools like Tableau, Power BI, or even Python libraries like Matplotlib and Seaborn are used to create charts, graphs, and dashboards that bring data to life. So how do you actually acquire these skills and get on the path to becoming a data analyst? Let's talk education and certifications. Traditionally, many data analysts come from backgrounds with degrees in fields like statistics, mathematics, economics, computer science, or business. However, and this is a big however, especially in 2025, a formal degree is not the only route, and for many, it's not even a strict requirement anymore. The key takeaway here is that demonstrating skills and a portfolio of projects can often be more impactful than a specific degree, especially if you're transitioning from another field. Now we will discuss the various salary ranges for data analysts. Entry-level data analysts can expect to earn around $60,000 per year, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Experienced professionals can earn upwards of $100,000 annually, as reported by industry surveys. Factors such as location, industry, and level of education can significantly impact these figures. Every career has its upsides and downsides, and data analytics is no different. Let's start with the pros because there are quite a few compelling ones. First off, high demand. Another major plus is the potential for good pay, as we just discussed. However, it's important to be realistic about the cons as well. Long hours can be a significant downside. There's also the need for continuous learning to keep up with new tools and techniques. And finally, the job market could become saturated, making it harder to stand out. So, you're intrigued and you're thinking, okay, how do I actually get started today? Start with free courses to get a taste. Then consider structured programs like the Google Data Analytics Certificate or Coursera. Practice with real data sets. Start small, pick a data set that interests you, and answer basic questions. All right, that's our deep dive into becoming a data analyst in 2025. We've covered the job, skills, learning paths, salary, and day-to-day realities. It's a field with a low barrier to entry, especially if you're not looking to become a hardcore coder. Hopefully, this gave you a clearer picture and actionable steps if you're considering this move. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. It makes a huge difference. Drop in the comments which career you think we should cover next.